We're back. Document B. B. Document B is about child labor. That means you. 8 years old, 10 years old, 8 cents an hour, working in the breakers, day in, day out. How many want to be in school? No one. How many want to go work? Me. How many want to go work for 25 cents an hour? No, I'll go to school. That's what this is. During the 1920s, it was important to get you in school, to keep you in school, to make a law that allows you to stay in school, because there was no law. They wanted to keep you out of school, working in the factories, and we're going to talk about that right now. Switch screen. Whoop. Document B. Lewis Hine, National Child Labor Committee Report 1911. Primary, secondary? Primary from the time period. The boys working in the breaker were bent double with little chance to relax. The air at times is dense and with coal dust, which permeates so far into the passage of lungs that for long periods after the boy leaves the breaker, he continues to cough up the black coal and dust. Fingers are calloused and cut, and by the coal and slate, the noise and monotony are deadening. While I was in the region, 2 breaker boys of 15 years fell or were carried by the coal down into the car below. One was badly burned, and the other smothered to death. This was the Lee breaker at Chauncey, Pennsylvania, January 6, 1911. The boy who was killed was Dennis McKee. Note, breaker boys were often located just outside the mine next to the machine, called a breaker, where they sorted and separated the coal from the slate. You can see in this photograph, boys your age, hunched over, with coats on, hats on, and the machine would be sending down coal and slate, and they'd be pulling it out by hand. In class, we watched a video of a former breaker boy describing what life was like and how his fingers were rubbed down and cut down to the nubs, and how he would work for 8 cents an hour, and how he was freezing and not allowed to use gloves, and how the boss, the slate boss, would hit them if they weren't working hard enough. This was allowed during this time period, and Lewis Hine decides that it's time to step up, it's time to stop, it's time to fix this problem. What was a breaker boy? Breaker boy was someone, a young boy, usually 15 years and younger, that was separating the slate and the coal. How old were the 2 boys who were injured? 15 years. What was the main idea of the report? What's the main idea of this? What quote stands out to you? To me, talks about 2 boys, one of them dying and one of them being smothered, and that they went to work. They were working in this, and we allowed it to happen. How does the photograph help support? Do these people look like they're working in great conditions? Describe to me. Does it look warm? Does it look cold? Do these wooden stools, do these wooden stools seem comfortable? No, they don't. They seem hard. They seem unfair. And this was what was happening during the time. In the 1920s, child labor was a problem. In small towns where children did not go to school, child labor was a problem. Working for 8 cents an hour was legal and okay to do. And Lewis Hine goes into the coal mines, takes photographs, and shows the world, hey, America, we can do better. We need to do better. This is not how we should have our children and our youth in America working. They should be protected, and it's the federal government's job to protect them. It's a human rights violation.